And we'll talk about that and much more coming up in just a few minutes. This is Sports Kings Live. I'm Rob Calloway. My partner, Big Mike, already informed us that he was getting a junk reduction. So hopefully that went well. Hopefully Dr. James Andrews performed that surgery. But anyway, I will be right back to kick off hour number 2. That comes up next right here, Sports Kings Live.
You must have thrown 1,000 pitches teaching him to hit a home run. Spent countless Saturdays running routes so he could learn to hit an open receiver. Endless afternoons teaching him how to hit the three-pointer. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit? Teaching boys that all violence against women is wrong is one of the most important things a man can do. Learn how to start the conversation at teachearly.org. Brought to you by Futures Without Violence and the Ad Council.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Big Mike.
Yep, and this is RC, Rod Calloway.
First of all, we'd like to thank everybody for being down with the Kings and for supporting Sports Kings Live.
Your listens, downloads, likes, and follows have allowed this show to grow by leaps and bounds in just a few months.
Now, if you have a product or a business and you'd like to promote it on this show,
it's simple. Just email us at sportskingslive@gmail.com. And once again, thank you for being down with the Kings.
It's the Sports Kings. Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, Work Done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy, already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the King.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
That's right, Sports Kings Live. We are back for hour number 2. Don't forget, we are on just about every social media vehicle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr at Sports Kings Live. You can always send us an email at sportskingslive@gmail.com. And what did I say before we went to break? The world has ever changed. Yes. As Mike clowns me saying, this heathen is always talking about some gospel. Yeah, I get my gospel on. Yeah, so you got ain't nothing wrong with praising him a little bit. As much dirt as I do, as much as I cuss, hey, forgiveness. Yeah, I need that in my life. Anyway, yeah, man. So usually when we do these kind of stories, well, from the get-go, this story has been like the reversal of roles. Usually when we do these domestic violence stories, child support stories, we're usually talking about guys, right? Usually. But now we have this situation that me and Mike we've just been all over this situation since it first happened. Brittany Griner, Glory Johnson of the WNBA. We all know it. Well, in case you've been under a rock, Brittany Griner and Glory Johnson were married. Then, less than, 24 hours after Glory Johnson announced that she was pregnant, Brittany Griner filed for divorce. How dude-like? That is, it ain't mine. Well, physically, yeah, it might not be yours. But based on all accounts and everything that I know, you signed up on the paperwork as the parent along with Glory. Yeah, you did. So you know what that makes? That makes you on the hook. You're on the hook. Just as if you were somebody's daddy. Somebody's deadbeat daddy. And so, court documents in Maricopa County, Arizona, are detailing that Glory Johnson has made a request that Brittany Griner pay her $20,000 a month in spousal support, plus $10,000 advancement towards attorney fees. Now, just this week, Glory Johnson pled not guilty to domestic violence charges with both her and Brittany we're facing. So I'm just kind of interested. I'm interested at this point to see what's going to happen. Because I stand on two sides of it. All right. Now, number one, if Brittany Griner wanted to marry this girl, that's their business, right? If they were in love, good. But I just refuse to believe that y'all did not, like, if Brittany signed off on this paperwork, right? If she signed off on the in vitro paperwork, then that means that you were cool with it initially. And I guess I'm just wondering, like, what happened? Was it when she went public and said, hey, I'm pregnant, that you then became embarrassed? For what? I would have got her pregnant. Well, don't let me go down. Anyway, I'm just trying to figure out what was the shame in. Oh, that ain't mine. I feel like I was fooled. She tricked me. No, she didn't. You signed the paperwork. I mean, that's just like a dude. Like, okay, that's just like back in the day. Well, not even back in the day. Now, if I lay down with some chick, right? And we are having sexual relations, and I'm not wearing a Jimmy hat, so bad, and I'm not wearing a condom, right? Then guess what? There is a chance that young woman might get pregnant. So then when she gets pregnant and she comes to me and she says, Rob, I'm pregnant, what am I then to do? And I go, oh, it ain't my fault. It ain't mine. It ain't mine. I'll pull it out. Yeah. See, it's one of those things. And again, if this was a guy, it would be open and shut. It would be open and shut. But right now, because this is something that's all new. Just like I was saying last night about Caitlyn Jenner, and it was that last night before, about Caitlyn Jenner and this girl that she's in love with that also used to be a guy. Like this is like a new world that we're living in. And it's going to take a lot of re-education, and there's some things that the government just going to have to, I mean, and not to say that there's not any deadbeat moms out there, because I know some. Yes, I do. I know some women that left their kids with their daddy and went and started a new life and said to hell with them. I know some of those mothers. And you know what? It happened to those mothers happened to a very good friend of mine that I grew up with. Mom got a boyfriend, got flagged, she had a jerry curl at one point, and then she got the jerry curl out, got her little perm, started thinking that she was fly, the people that she was hanging around, she with the in crowd, and she left her husband and her kid. And guess what ended up happening? She ended up having to pay child support. So I say that to say this. Yeah, Brittany. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she tricked you. It wasn't your fault. But guess what? You signed the paperwork. And on the flip side of that, look, I've been in a lot of relationships, right? And when you get married, and for all those that are listening that are married, like, I just don't think love goes away that fast. Does love really go away that fast? I mean, hell, they weren't even married 2 months. No, Mike, it wasn't Alicia Curl. It was Hawaiian Silky. But does love really go away that fast? I mean, I know me and Mike have had this conversation right here on this show where he talked about, telling his wife, like, I'm not going to love you anymore when we get married, then I love you right now. Which means that when the love didn't go anywhere. I feel the same way. So I'm just trying to figure out what really happened. Was it the fight? Well, they got married after the fight, matter of fact. So was it Was it getting married? Was it the kid? Was it the pressure of society? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what made things change so fast between these two women. And I'm not even going to say with Glory, because for everything I understand, she wanted the relationship. But it was Brittany that decided that this was not her, not for her. These were her exact words, that the marriage was based on fraud. What was the fraud? There's something that's missing. There's something that nobody is telling us. There's something that nobody is probably going to tell us. But what is the fraud? She married you. You got into this fight. Then you got married. And then she got pregnant. Well, guess what? In the real world, this is what men and women do. Not to get fight then married part, but the married then the kid thing. Mike is checking in. I'm not even going there. But, it's one of those things where I'm just like, there's something missing. There's some element that's missing. And I said it from the get-go that I thought that maybe Glory had messed around with a dude or something. Because I don't understand where the fraud in the marriage comes from. I just don't get that. But Mike texted me earlier today and was asking, what did I think? How did I think the game was going to be where they actually have to see each other? Well, Mike, sorry for you, man. You're not going to get to see that because she is on. Well, she was suspended already, but then I guess she'll go on maternity leave from the Tulsa Shock. So when the Tulsa Shock and the Phoenix Mercury play, then those two won't even see each other because Glory's not even playing. But the thing about it is, what if they had played against each other? Now that would have been awesome. It wouldn't have been like everybody remembers back in the day, and for those of you that don't, just YouTube it, where Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas would kiss each other out on the court. It wasn't a kiss like that. So for those of you that didn't see it, no, it wasn't like that. That ain't how Magic got AIDS, so don't even say that. But this would have, I'm just wondering how this would have played out because these women had a very physical altercation. Very physical, which according to Glory, Brittany was I guess the instigator. She was the man. And look at Mike with all his WNBA knowledge talking about Cheryl Swoops got pregnant and came back. Well, she wasn't suspended for the first few. And Mike, you got to remember, WNBA, they only play, 20-something games? 24 games? Something like that? They don't even play 30 games, I don't think. But yeah, there is always next season. But I think by next season, I hope cooler heads will prevail. And I hope it's still not any lingering drama. Even though Brittany will be paying possibly be paying Glory $20,000 when they do see each other. Interesting. All right, so now that I've just wasted 13 minutes of my life talking WNBA that I'll never get back, let's talk about something that I really do enjoy, and that would be the sport of boxing. Oh, and Brittany Griner, she loves boxing. Floyd Mayweather's her favorite boxer. She loves Floyd. All right, so of course Floyd Mayweather coming to the conclusion of this awesome contract that he signed with Showtime, CBS, and we all remember the fight of the century that turned out to be less than spectacular, which generated $2 billion. $2 billion with a B, buddy. Floyd Mayweather now looking at his next and final fight. Well, under this contract.